All right, so now that I'm on stream, hey everybody out there, I am joined by Tom Paisley. This is the pre show where I prep. Okay, I'll hit chat.
What the heck? All right. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I keep forgetting here that there's a delay.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it saying, I'm frozen. No, I'm not frozen.
Okay, let's see here. Now I can hit the chat. Oh, that was bothering me so much with not being able to see chats going on.
Oh, and you got that sorted out.
Yeah, I do now. It took me a little while, and I wanted to get that set before I did my the live Chiller Night Theater show, because I knew Jack was going to have some trouble if he couldn't get a full page of chats in front of him. Let's see. This usually takes about a minute before this pops up. Okay, there we go. And then I usually write good evening, first chat of the night.
No, I beat you to it.
Oh, did you?
I'm nimble.
Okay, now I'll get on here and share this, and then we'll begin promptly at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it's weird because one thing I got to get used to, the chat is live.
Promptly,
but
just shut
video
that
is not.
Wrong section here. There we go. Wonder how much that delay is. We got like a minute. Okay, folks, if I'm a little late by a few seconds, you'll just have to excuse that. DJ Dave says, hey, DJ Dave. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, I'm not even on.
You're not on?
No, I'm not on Facebook.
Oh, okay. I usually get on here. I like to get on here and share it. Then I'll share it to the group here, the Chiller Night Facebook group page. Aha.
Oh, okay. Notification. Chiller Night Theater's on.
And I'll share it to the Harrisville Haunted House. And then by the time I hit that, it ought to be time to begin. All right, we're all set here. Okay, I'll hit the, and then we'll get to the chats here. I'll hit the beginning. And away we go.
Do we have audio?
Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue and
Tom Paisley.
Hey, look what we did. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show. We're from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. I'll say we will sit here tonight and we'll chat about all things Chiller. We will, of course, go over the schedule tonight for the Chiller Night television programming coming up at 9 p.m. on Stream TV. So how are you doing tonight, Tom?
I am doing wonderfully. It's been a very, very long day, and this is a good way to decompress.
Condi Rogers says hello from Ozarks. Hey, Condi, thanks for joining us. Oh, you already wrote. See, look at that. Wow, you're on it.
I am. I'm Mr. Fast Fingers here, and I see Glam.
There's Glam. double trouble tonight, and I like it. Brian, Tom, hey, Glam. This is pretty cool. Creature features from Renee Cruz. Brian Ivers, hello everyone. Hey Brian, thanks for joining us. John says, it's 8 o'clock and time for the Chilla Night pre-show. This is Crozak the Grand, and it's baseball season, that's right. And now up to bat is our host and star of the show, ready to hit one over the green monster. Here's Brian Hogue. Well, thank you, Crozak the Grand. And I'm alongside Tom Paisley tonight, longtime viewer. You've been watching this for quite a while, haven't you?
Oh, for years now, yeah. I mean, I remember when you used to have just green behind you.
Yeah.
But before OBS.
Look, hey, look. Now you mentioned that I've gone from starting on my phone to look at us. You know, you're in a different state joining me tonight.
Hush, hush! Don't tell people that.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, how do you pull that one back?
Oh yeah, we're not only that, we're in a different time zone.
That's right. You know, that's right.
This is a timey-wimey thing.
We're multi-time zone, multi-dimensional here in the dark domain.
Absolutely.
So.
Oh. Well, Brian, by the way, what's the schedule tonight?
Schedule tonight, Tom? I'm glad you asked. 9 o'clock. Hey, you got a brand new Chiller Night Theater episode, at least first time on Stream TV. Will be The Snow Creature at 9 o'clock. 10:25. The movie is Kill, Baby, Kill. 12:05. Right after midnight. Plan 9 from outer space. And 1:35 a.m. House on Haunted Hill. Pretty good lineup, I'd say. So there you have it. You can watch that at streammedia.tv. You can see up there in the upper, well, it's right as I'm looking at it, streammedia.tv. So there you have it. John says, hello, Tom.
Who said that? Who said that?
Tom, or John. And then,
oh, okay. Hi, John. John Sudo. And there's Cassandra Blue and David Silvio.
There they are. Good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers.
And they say I'll have to try some champagne, see if David's, got it going on there.
I should have a bubbly or some kind of beverage. I wonder how the show would go then if I had a 1, 2, or 6 of those.
Yeah, The Snow Creature. I watched that. Every now and then you pull out a movie that I've never seen before, and that was one of them. You just think that you've seen all of them.
Yeah.
And and something like that. And didn't we talk about that being almost a discount King Kong or something?
Yes. Yeah, that was brought up in the movie, and it's funny because that was part of Jack Shadow's dialogue mentioning that, but it was also stuff that viewers were noticing as the movie was playing, because we were sitting, how we all sit here behind the scenes, I guess, in some ways, and we're chatting while the movie's going on as it's going on live. Well, that was actually mentioned. I brought up that the first part, Jack Shadow, he brings up about, the first part of it was kind of similar in some ways to Werewolf of London, where they're up in the mountains, a botanist, all things. And he gets attacked by a werewolf. And in this one, they get attacked by a Yeti. So, I'll tell you what, a lot of people think that I've seen all these chillers because of all the stuff that I do. But I never saw that one completely the whole way through. I never saw it the whole way through until that night, or preparing for the show that week. So, and
Hey, Laser.
Thought it was all right.
There's Laser and everybody. Now, there's something interesting here. I found this out a while ago. On Plan 9, the main woman who's one of the aliens, her name is Joanna Lee. She's got the short kind of curly hair, and she's one of the ones that gets attacked. I actually ran across You Bet Your Life with Groucho Marx that she was on, And you ought to look that up. It is hilarious. I mean, she just said, I'm an actress. I do other things. And I thought, okay, well, she's actually pretty funny. Well, everyone's funny with Groucho. But I looked her up and it's like, oh my God, she's one of the people in Plan 9 from Outer Space. And this is around the time it's like the late 50s, mid to late 50s. It's around the time she made it. It's actually worth looking up on YouTube.
Had she already been on Plan 9 from Outer Space at the time?
I don't remember the air date of the show, but it was certainly around that time because he did that on radio, I think, late 40s, early 50s, and then it switched over to television. I don't know, maybe, well, you know what? I looked it up.
Condi says, good lineup. Old guys like me appreciate these oldies. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Bone's here. It's all the regular guys on
the usual suspects. Hello
Absolutely.
to Brian, Tom, Miss Glam, Fangs, and all the Chiller Night crew. Hey, Bonehead.
Bone.
Glam says, love when you talk about movies and actors. I always learn a lot. Well, this is neat. I think this is pretty cool. Tom, I'm just glad you came all the way up here to join me tonight.
Yeah, I got to remember to go this way. I wonder if we can do a fist bump. I can't go too far.
The show is that important that Tom traveled. Hey, distance was no issue whatsoever.
Hey, man, I'm just glad to be out of the box this time. I was in the box last time up here,
After spending all that time in the timeout, I guess. I don't know. Remember that? Remember you and Glam? I couldn't get you guys on there for the longest time.
Yeah, Glam and I were ostracized for about a year and a half before. I don't even know what it was. You just were looking through Restream and you saw something that had 2 check marks by it. One was Tom Paisley and one was Glam Fangs.
Yeah.
He said, I have no idea what this is, but I unchecked them. All of a sudden, we had voices again.
There were I think 1 or 2 other names in there that I didn't recognize, but there was like a little thing that they're like I had no idea. I had no idea that was in there. I couldn't even tell you where that was.
Well, I imagine that they have to have a way to, if you have a troublemaker in there or something to, maybe mute them before you kick them out. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So, oh, hey, I wanted to bring up too about, might as well get this right out the gate here. Gross Fest. That's going to be on May 1st. If you live near, in the Pittsburgh area, it'll be at the Willow Station. You can see the address there. It's 3841 Willow Avenue, something like that. I don't know. I can't see it as clear as I should, but it's in Pittsburgh, and free admission. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that'll be Sunday, May 1st. And special guests include local filmmakers David F. Silvio and Cassandra Blue. They put her Facebook name there. Facebook moniker, Diana. David and Diana will be there. And I plan to go there. I plan to go hang out. I'm not going to be there at a table or nothing. I'll be a wanderer. Just kind of wander around and bump into things and say hi to people.
Well, what kind of this is the halfway to Halloween. What kind of event is it? Does it have booths and everything? Is it just a get together?
No, it looks like. Let me put that back up. There will be vendors, food, beer, and much more. So there will be people with their tables set up there as well. Plus local filmmakers, artists, authors, and more. So I would imagine there'll be a bunch of tables set up. I've never been down there, so I'm not familiar with the place. But
oops,
what'd you do?
Oh, sorry. I hit the wrong button here. I just materialized out for a second there because my dogs are starting to make a little bit of noise for some reason. Jack, stop. Yes, his name is Jack.
Jack. Here, I was scrolling up to see if we have many Facebook viewers. We have a few here, and when I did that, I saw Renee says I knew Bob Wilkins from Fat Gary Arlington's San Francisco comic book shop, Lowrider Magazine store, 1977, when I was 10. Bob Wilkins. I gotta say, I'm not familiar with who that is, but I was always a big comic book collector and big avid comic book fan. And then it just got to the point where I couldn't keep
No.
up with it. So,
No, I was asking because the main Gross Fest you do or you have in the past had a table, right?
yes. Yeah, we had a table with for Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat set up, where I was there. You know, Ava and Samantha joined me as their characters, Aura the Witch and Elva Knock, and I sat there as me, as Brian Hogue, for half the day, and then I switched to Jack Shadow for the other half of the day. So, but it'll just be Brian showing up this time. So.
No, but you're going to do something on the main one, the main Gross Fest in October.
That I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about that, or if I did see it, I'm not. I don't know if anything was posted about the regular one. You know, I would imagine they would have one though, because if they're having this, and the COVID restrictions are, you know, I can't imagine those interfering with an event like this at this point. Let's see. Glam says, now I have to think before I chat with everyone. Being able to see my ramblings, nice, but the pressure, lol. Oh, because she wrote something about those were the good old days, Tom. About when you couldn't see your chats. Yeah.
Well, we had to convince people around us to sort of echo what we were saying, and actually, people were pretty good about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Tom says hello. Like Glam says LOL.
Yeah. Paul's on here tonight. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Thanks for joining. He says, "How are you doing today, family? Did you get my new number?" I did not get your new number.
I didn't get any new number.
I didn't get that. So let's see. Cassandra says there.
All right. Well, what's on the docket tonight, there, Brian?
What's that?
What's on the docket tonight?
On the docket tonight?
Yes. What are we talking about tonight?
Well, somebody had brought up last week about they wanted to talk about the Alien movies, and was that who was it?
I remember that.
Was that Bonehead or Lasercorn? It was one of those guys, I think.
It was one of the YouTube crew, yeah.
Let me see. Glam or Condi says, thumbs up, Chiller fans. All right. Hey, thanks for joining us. I like to see new names in there, or if you've been here, maybe it's been a while since you've been on here.
Cool.
Says,
cool.
Hey, Brian, just tuning in. Looks like the ghost of Gunnar Hansen sitting next to you, Buzzkiller, talking zombie.
Oh my God. What? Who?
Oh, Cassandra says there are no secure details about Grossfest in October. Okay. Well, hopefully that'll come up soon. All right. So.
I don't look anything like Gunnar Hansen. Just saying.
Not according to Ghoul World Order.
Cool. Ghoul's full of it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things, like I said, it was brought up last week about the Alien movies, the Alien franchise, and who said that? Was it Lasercorn or Bonehead? I don't remember who brought it up, but I thought, okay, I'll contribute for this week. I wanted to put up my favorite Alien movie was Aliens, the second movie, directed, of course, by James Cameron. That was came out in 1986. I did see that in the theater. I thought it was fantastic. For a long time, that was like my favorite science fiction movie. I really enjoyed that. Do you have a favorite Alien movie? Did you ever get into the franchise at all?
I did, and I'm with you on that one. I thought the first one was really good. The thing about the first one is it came out the same year as just one of my favorite movies of all time, John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, I think that's just a brilliantly made movie, brilliantly written, brilliantly made. Just was a sleeper. It just didn't do what Alien did that year. Alien was just took it all away, and I thought for me it kind of overshadowed The Thing a bit in terms of saturation, and and I thought it was a good movie, but whatever. But when Aliens came out, yeah, I mean, I really liked the treatment for that. The whole, sort of space marines kind of aspect of it was really cleverly thought out. I mean, you see a lot of it these days, but back then that was kind of a new idea. Okay, take this kind of soldier idea and put them in space. The modern soldier idea.
Yeah.
And I think the drop ships were based on Apaches or something. It was just we had a lot of modern references in there that were brought up to date. So I mean, that's just a superb movie. But in terms of that, yeah, second one was definitely the best of all of them. Third one was good. Fourth one started to jump the shark a little bit. All the Ripleys, it's like I just getting confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a little disappointed with the third one because the second one was so good. I thought it just dropped a bit. I know it was a different story and everything, but I thought the neat thing about Alien, the first one, was I think it was a successful way of actually having a horror movie in a science fiction genre. Like they did a really good job in, there's a monster on that ship,
Yeah.
and it's killing everybody off, and I thought that was really well done.
Yes, that was, and I got suckered into that whole idea of, okay, they're back on the Sulaku and they're out of danger and everything, and all of a sudden, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, this movie isn't over. And then she gets into that loader thing. And that was amazing. That was a really good scene. I just didn't expect any of that. I thought the movie was winding down at that point. But, it's Alien. And I should have known that from the first one when she gets into the escape pod.
Right.
And, guess who's hiding in the closet? Sorry, spoilers.
Cassandra said, loved the cat in the first Alien. Jones the cat was my favorite character, she says.
I agree with you, Condi. The Thing was great.
David says, do you believe that Jones the cat was actually an android? What? Was that implied somewhere? I don't know.
What, the cat in Alien?
Yeah.
There was an idea. I mean, there was even a dream sequence in the second one where no. But no, there was not something that was when the cat freaked out because she was about to, get
with the chest burster, right?
Yeah, when she was dreaming in the, I don't know if she's still in the hospital, but there's something about the cat. But there was something where they implied that maybe the cat got infected.
See, I forgot
maybe
that part.
Maybe the first one, I can't remember, but and then she said, okay, you're staying here this time in the second movie, so the cat was safe. But no, I did. I like that. I like, even in the science fiction that I read, I like the stuff where, people are off in spaceships going long distances and things. I think that's really a fascinating, idea.
Yeah.
Back when people, when they went on ships at sea and, really far away, exotic places and, had to survive. It's a good theme. You kind of see that same thing in Westerns as well. The Lone Rider, God knows what they come up against, things like that. It's there's a lot of similar themes in some successful genres like that.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely, the hero is far away from their comfort zone, from their resources.
Yeah, they have what they think they need, and then they improvise when they don't have it. And it works especially well with a lot of science fiction when you have to, the idea of having to be in deep sleep, and you're 60 years into your trip, and it's like, well, you're not going to resupply at this point.
Right.
But that remoteness, I mean, you saw that in The Thing, you see that in Alien, you see that in a lot of stuff that I like to watch. It seems to be a thing that resonates well with me.
Yeah. Speaking of that, the voyage, and being in ice, like I guess they have to freeze them or whatever, for their long voyage. Planet of the Apes was showing today. I watched a little bit of that, but I was thinking about that when you were mentioning it. Richard B. Happy said, "Just got here. Are you showing Aliens tonight?" No, we're not showing Aliens tonight. I wish I could, Richard. I would love to be able to show that. I gotta show public domain movies. Otherwise, I would jump right on that. Paul says my grandmother was silly nanny when they lived here. Family owned Wilkin Coffee. Wilkin Coffee. When they lived
Truckers in Space.
What's that?
Jason was saying Alien was great. Truckers in Space. Nowhere to run, and the top stars were bumped off early. Leaving you to wonder who would survive. Well, that's the thing about The Thing, that, I mean, technically two people survived, but you really don't know. I think I had a DVD version with a commentary with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. And, the idea was that, those two guys who survived at the end, one of them actually was, and I thought they said that the idea was maybe Kurt Russell was the one that was actually the creature, but I don't know. I mean, it is something they never explored, they never revealed in the movie, and it didn't really matter. They just sort of left it hanging, with them saying, maybe we shouldn't survive.
But, yeah, I got and I'm sure everybody got the impression that neither one of them were going to make it out of that situation. But I had thought I heard something about, we mentioned that, I pulled this up earlier, this Nosferatu thing about, is this real? Is this actually happening? I don't know if it's just a fan-made thing. But I also heard something about a sequel to The Thing, and I don't know if that happened or is going to happen. I'll admit I don't have as much interest in that, but I do kind of wonder if they're going to do that. Are they going to tell about, whether they survived? Are they going to find their bodies frozen somewhere? I don't know. So
I'm not finding any reference to the Nosferatu remake with Willem Dafoe.
John says, fun fact, April 7th, King Kong first played in theaters. Is that right? Oh, that's cool. What, 1933, huh? The 33 version? Is that what you're talking about? It's well, regardless what version you're talking about, that's pretty cool.
No, there is a plan to make a remake for the 100th anniversary, which was this year. But it got delayed by COVID.
Okay.
So yeah, Robert Eggers. I don't know who that is.
Does it say anything about Willem Dafoe?
Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be in it. Maybe, and it's going to be filmed in the Czech Republic. Huh.
Glam says, the terror beyond space always entertains me. Yes. Dover Bread says, hey guys, looking forward to the show tonight. You got this.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any reference to Defoe on this. The only references I see are from Shadow of the Vampire. That may be somebody's, wishful thinking, because he was really good in Shadow of the Vampire. But that picture that I've never seen that. I think that makeup is different.
I got this off of Ghoul World Orders, George's Facebook page. I saw that posted. I was scrolling down through. So
oh, no, that looks a little bit like, hey, get a picture of Willem Dafoe and Photoshop it. But, I don't know. Well, that's how advertising is done these days.
Yeah. I mean, certainly recognizable. It just looks creepy, looks evil. Let's see. Paul says, my grandmother took care of We've has a kid her family owned Wilkins Coffee Company. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, Paul. To be honest with you, I've not heard of that, but Yeah. So that's.
Yeah, the only official. Oh, wait a minute. Here, I got. Yeah, there's something here that says maybe Willem Dafoe. So there might be some truth to that.
Oh, here's a question for you. Hey, Gunner, what do you think of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I believe that's directed to you.
Gunner, Gunner, I'm a flyboy. I haven't seen the new Texas Chainsaw.
Well, I
Massacre.
think for I think they meant to say for Gunter Hansen, who said that you claim you don't look like him at all. I don't know about this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I watched it. If you're talking about the one on Netflix, we watched it one night. It was like, I was like, I don't know. I watched it. It kept me. I stayed there and watched the whole thing. I'm not gonna say I hated it, but I didn't enjoy it. But it kept me. I didn't turn it off. So that's the best I can do for it. Jason said they've also had artwork as Defoe as the Joker, which never panned out. Now that would have been, he would have been an excellent Joker.
Well, he was in that Spider-Man as who was it?
The Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. He was the original Green Goblin in the first run of the movies. So going from Marvel to DC, I wonder if you're allowed to do that.
Oh yeah, there have been who's the other guy?
There's been a lot of cross pollination in there, has there?
That Jay Leto, or is that his name? He played the Joker.
Oh, that's right.
Now he's playing Morbius on Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, there's some unofficial stuff here that Anya Taylor-Joy, Willem Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, and Alexander Skarsgård, Ethan Hawke, and Bjork. All these people in Nosferatu. I don't know. What is this site? The hipster zombie jointexperience.com. Well, it's an article, and that's the rumor that there's a lot of people in it, and Willem Dafoe might be one of them. So I have no idea if this has gone that far or if it's just a lot of talk right now. But I love Nosferatu. I have a copy of it on 16 millimeter. It's like, it's one of my favorite.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe it's 100 years old, and that it was just fantastic. So well done. Now, Gold World Order is digging in on this. His opinion: the Gunnar Hansen resemblance is spot on. He says.
I actually today I got told that I kind of look like I don't know. Who am I thinking about?
What movie? Author? What?
Director George Lucas.
Oh, George Lucas. Maybe a little bit younger. Maybe a little younger George Lucas. Now he's pretty heavy right now, but.
Yeah, I kind of went blank there for a second because it sort of took me by surprise. I was like, you know what? I have heard that before. I think it was the beard. It was the beard.
I'd say George Lucas maybe in the when he was doing the sequel trilogy. He was just starting to gray. Jason says Ryan Reynolds was a crossover too. That's right. He played Deadpool, and he also played the Green Lantern, Hal Jordan.
Yeah, that's I tried to take my 7-year-old to see that, and he was not interested. I don't know what it is about the Green Lantern in the movie, but it just seems to be nothing anyone wants to touch. They didn't go, there was nothing along that line in that franchise. It just sort of died.
Jason says Josh Brolin too. That's right. He played what was his character in the
Cable? I saw that the other. He was.
And then Jonah Hex in the.
Jonah Hex, yeah. I saw that the other day for the first time. It's an interesting movie.
John says, happy birthday this week to martial art legend Jackie Chan, Katie Sackhoff, who played Bo-Katan in The Mandalorian. I've been seeing that post. I don't know if I said her last name right, but and Battlestar Galactica as Lieutenant Starbuck. Okay, I didn't see revised Battlestar Galactica. That's cool. I didn't know that. And the creator of Dragon Ball series, Akira Toriyama.
Kurosawa. Oh, Kuriyama.
If I said that right, I don't know.
I don't know either. Are you on Facebook?
That was on Facebook. Yes.
Okay, I'm covering YouTube here.
I know John's a big fan
order.
of that. I can't think of the name of the channel, the Daiju channel or something. I don't know if I'm getting that right, but loves those Godzilla movies and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Yeah, Gould was saying on the topic of Alien, he said they originally wanted the alien to be see-through, I guess, a la Predator or something. That would have predated Predator.
Yeah. Now I wonder if that means invisible or just translucent, like that toy when I was a kid, Pulsar.
I don't know, did you ever read the original short story, Who Goes There?
Mm-mm.
It's actually not a bad read, but you've seen the original, The Thing.
Yes.
Where they almost kind of like had him as more of a Frankenstein monster kind of thing, and just trying to get into the type of movies of the day. But I like Carpenter's approach to it, where he wanted, the whole idea of Who Goes There was people didn't really know who it was. They thought they knew who it was, but they weren't really sure. And they brought that idea back into it, with the way they had, the creature emulate people and everything. And it's like, who goes there? That's the whole idea behind the story is not knowing if you're human or if you're the person I think you are or not. Yeah, a lot of these things are really based on some really good stories.
That is a scary concept when the little group is there. They can't interact with anybody. No one's coming to save them, and somebody in their group is an alien and killing them off. So, and this was something Gold World Order mentioned one time, and it was just within this year. And I'm sure I knew this at one point because I'm a Western fan and I like science fiction and horror. But James Arnaz played the Thing. The guy who played the Marshall Dillon. Am I thinking of his name right? The actor's name. But I like that stuff. I haven't watched a lot of Gunsmoke in my time, but I thought that was a neat.
Yeah, that was James Arnaz, and he was good in that. But I really loved the old radio show of Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke was an amazing franchise. It was a monster. I don't think, at that point in time, anything on television had done anything like that. It was the thing that Rod Serling said he wished his, any of his series was as successful as Gunsmoke.
You saying that, I don't know if anything has really to this day. I mean, you think about how many seasons they were on the air. Plus, they did the recurring movies. I don't know. Hugely successful.
But if you listen to the radio series, it was William Conrad played Matt Dillon, and they did that for like 8 or 9 years. In fact, I think the radio show and the TV series overlapped by a year or two. Conrad didn't really make the cut, because he just was a different sort of body type. I don't think he was real large at that point, but he was not very tall. And of course, Matt Dillon is supposed to be a really imposing sort of figure.
Oh, he's like 6'5" or something like that, or 6'6".
He's crazy tall. And but I think I've heard every single episode of the radio show, and it is wonderful. If you ever get a chance, if you ever do that kind of thing, listen to those things. That's a good one to go through. They really developed all the characters on the radio show. By the time the TV came along, it was like, can we recreate the radio show is what happened. And, it's interesting listening to the first couple of seasons of it. And, it was kind of like the first couple of seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation. It was a little cringy until they kind of developed the characters and hit their stride. And then it started getting really good. You know, you usually tell if Riker has the beard, they're probably in the good part of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Steve says, "What's on the back of your Star Wars T-shirt? What's on the back of it? There's just nothing. It's just black." um, let's see. Paul says, "Love the shirt, Brian. How are you, Tom?"
hey, PK. I'm fine. How are you doing?
Condi says, "James Arness, correct? Yep." And then,
Yes.
yeah, he was a huge guy, very very good for that part. Jason
But
said,
on the radio show, the guy who plays the doctor, Doc. Oh, what's his name? He was the barber on the Andy Griffith show.
well, you know, to tie Gunsmoke into the chiller world, of course, what was it? Sam, the bartender, was played by Glenn Strange.
Yes.
We all know Glenn Strange, of course, is Frankenstein's monster. The creepiest looking Frankenstein monster, in my opinion. So another very large guy who was on a lot of westerns and stuff back in the day as well.
I don't know. He was good. I mean, I just, you know, Karloff is like that first shot when you first see him, when he turns around and they do that 3-stage zoom. It's just riveting. I think that's just, you know, the classic thing. But you know, I'm kind of a purist.
Right. No, I think without a doubt, Karloff was the best. I just think that Glenn Strange always had the one of the creepiest look, because when I was a kid, I always remember that look of the old Ben Cooper Halloween mask. Always had that I don't know, that frowny look that Glenn Strange had when he played Frankenstein. But Paul says, "What's the lineup for tonight?" I guess it's time for the lineup again at 9 o'clock.
Being
the
remiss.
Snow Creature. We have a brand new episode tonight. And then at 10:25, Kill Baby Kill. 12:05, Plan 9 from Outer Space. And at 1:35, House on a Haunted Hill. And I think all are going to be very enjoyable to watch. But if notice those times, take note of the times. Every week they're a little different because we're playing them basically back to back, for the most part, back to back. What I'll do is, like, if there's, you know, like, I go to the next 5-minute increment, you know. So there might be a couple minutes to go get another adult beverage if that's what you need to get through these movies.
Anyway, yeah, Floyd the Barber, he was played by Howard McNear.
Who?
Howard McNear was Floyd the Barber on the Andy Griffith show. He was the one who really developed the Doc character on Gunsmoke on the radio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't want to get me going about westerns. I love westerns, especially B westerns. I like the old ones that they made for almost next to nothing. It's one of the things I collect on 16 millimeter as well.
I didn't realize that about you, and I wonder if a lot of people knew that about me before I don't know, but there's something about westerns. I've just always loved that genre. I remember just my earliest years. I was just telling Ava today about this. Is the things that some of my first memories that I actually can remember at all, or my Western toys and stuff when I was a kid. In my bedroom, I had like Western cowboy bed sheets and stuff. You know, I've just always loved that, and I wonder if I'm one of the last generations that truly played cowboy and Indians. You know, I don't know, but I've just always enjoyed it.
I don't know. I kind of did. It was still a popular genre when I was a kid. It was, it was, with a bit of a twist. I mean, we had things like Chuck Connors and Cowboy in Africa. And, it's certainly Hopalong Cassidy, which was, the kind of thing. That guy was really brilliant. He, made a ton of films. And he was in on the beginning of television when they were just trying to get out of the live TV idea. And he was one of the first people to step out and say, I got a lot of movies. You want to show those? It's not live, but, and they were like, hey, that's a great idea. We can show films on movies and, we can show them with regularity in a recurring character. And it's really, I don't know how well he did. He probably did okay with the movies, but once he got it, he was one of the first syndicators in television.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it was always big, but it was when I was a kid. So it's like in the 60s and stuff like that. It was it's still going, but you know, it started really falling out after that. I think it really hit its stride in the 50s. I mean, you see some good movies after that. But you know, it doesn't have the legs that it used to. And
let's see. Jason says too many cast members in The Thing from Another World, and the alien was a plant in the form of James Arness, but still a good show, especially when they formed the circle around the ship and ice. Yeah, that was a very enjoyable movie. Let's see. Condi says James Arness had a brother, Peter Graves, in Killers from Space, 1954. Killers from Space. Yeah, I like that when we played that on Chiller Night Theater, and they got the big Muppet-eyed aliens.
Oh, PK. Well, let me tell you, PK. No, I'm not hosting. I'm helping Brian out. You know, I'm trying to be somebody he can make jokes about, and if he needs me to look something up, I don't have to worry about my OBS crashing. You know, stuff like that.
I think it's neat to have any type of viewer interactive participation like this. I just think it's cool if anybody has an interest. I don't know, even call in sometimes. I think that makes the show more interesting. David says the pitch for Alien to the studio was Jaws in space. That's got my attention.
Really? I'm not seeing the connection there. I mean, I remember it like in space, no one can hear you scream, but I never heard Jaws in space. That's.
I guess because of going around hunting them. I don't know.
I guess you never see it until it hits you, but
yeah.
I don't know. The thing I loved about Aliens was, when they get into that environment and they start seeing all the resin and stuff on the walls and, where they get into the actual environment that the creature lives in, and it's just sort of, excreted onto the walls, and they're like, what is this? What, man, this is crazy, man. Let's get out of here.
Yeah. John says, question for Tom. What is your opinion on Western horror movies?
I don't know if I've ever seen. Can you give me an example of one? I mean, there was Jesse the James versus Dracula. I think I saw that years ago, but that's more of that was like a 50s niche movie, wasn't it?
Well, that was Billy the Kid versus Dracula, and then we played here on this show once. We played Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter.
Billy the Kid. Okay, yeah. It's been a long time. I mean, I saw Cowboys versus Aliens with my kid years ago, and that was a romp.
Yeah. I don't know. We were talking about this idea. Was it last week or the week before about we were talking about the Lone Ranger and a werewolf. Why hasn't something like that been done? Or maybe it has. Maybe it has, and I just don't know about it. But that would be like, I would be okay watching that one. But I'd be okay.
Well, you already brought it up that it's brilliant with the silver bullet idea. I mean, we already have an overlapping trope in there, so
yeah.
Yeah, that actually makes it kind of interesting. But I don't know. I've seen a number of Western noirs, because I'm also a big film noir fan, and sort of these dark Westerns where the good guy is only the good guy because he's slightly less bad than the bad guy.
Yeah.
That's kind of the standard definition of a noir, like the Maltese Falcon. Those are some of the big examples. I mean, the genre was really born out of low budget. These were B movies that while the studios were making all these movies that were supposed to make a lot of money, they were like, well, we got to put out all these other movies, so you guys, we're not going to give you any budget and just go make your movie. So they were basically unmonitored, And one of the things that they did was they started, using this sort of dime novel scripts. And, the only thing they could really do, they had to use locations because they didn't have money for sets. But they had to really develop lighting and things like that, and a real atmospheric lighting, and it sort of gives the noir its characteristic look. But oh my gosh, cowboy horror movies. Did he come up with anything?
No, but you said something, and this is back to the. You said something about the hero is just slightly of like almost the villain, basically.
Yeah, he's not as bad as the bad guy.
I forget how you worded it. Okay, but that reminded me, just like not maybe it was last night or the night before. I was watching an episode of The Rifleman, Chuck Connors, of course, where he was pretty much the bad guy in this one. I was a little surprised. These guys had accidentally. I mean, they had started out as bad guys. They were bank robbers and would-be bank robbers, and the one of them accidentally hurts his boy. He actually trips and he hurts himself as he was running. But the guy was saying, "Look, kid, I'm not going to hurt you," and he really wasn't. And Chuck Connor's character, he hunts these guys down and he puts them on a torturous trail through the desert, and he's just. It was different seeing him in that light because he wasn't about to let up on these guys, and then at the end of the movie, he kind of felt bad about his actions. But I was a little surprised that they did that in that episode.
Yeah, I'm just looking up some cowboy noirs. I mean, they give some examples. Actually, some of these I've seen recently. Track of the Cat. It's a Wellman film with Robert Mitchum. That's actually a really good one. But one that really kind of threw me for a loop was Johnny Guitar with Joan Crawford and who is it? Sterling Hayden. Yeah, a wonderful film. Just and that I can see as a noir because Hayden is kind of the hero, but he used to be a gunfighter. Good westerns usually have a darkness to them anyway. I think, where somebody has sort of a sketchy past or anything. I guess the noir part of it is just to really. I should have. Oh my gosh, are we already? You're right. This does go fast. We got 10 minutes left.
I know. On this end of it, it goes so quick. And trying to somewhat keep up with the chats, because there's a lot of chats here tonight, folks. And thank you so much for your participation. And there was Wendy says Cowboys and Aliens. Yeah, we did mention that one. I did see that one. It was a little different, wasn't it? Paul says 10 minutes of group time left. Call you tomorrow with new number. Okay, see you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. Love you, family. All right, Paul. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have to look that up. Western horror. I cannot come up with anything even remotely contemporary.
I can't think of anything myself, but it would be something, I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to watch.
Let me do a quick, just a quick search here, see if there's anything.
I would really be surprised if they didn't do something about a werewolf. I don't know. Maybe they have. Maybe they haven't. But I just thought that how perfect would that have been with the Lone Ranger and Tonto? You would think of he would know some kind of legend, or local legend or something about shapeshifters and lycanthropy and all that. I don't know. I could see it. I could see it happening. I'm surprised somebody didn't go there, or maybe they did. Maybe there's a story out there with those two up against a werewolf. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, here's a couple that I've seen. That Bone Tomahawk is kind of, it's not hard, but it's really.
I did see that one. I enjoyed that one. I thought that was pretty good.
And if you have seen the new Westworld, I mean, Westworld, even the original one, kind of has this really horrific slant to it. but I actually liked the series, and I hate series. But did you see any of that Westworld?
I didn't see it. I know it, I'm aware of it, but I've not started watching it. I've seen it as I was flipping through things, trying to find new things to watch when I get a chance. But I've not sat down and actually viewed it. Renee says From Dusk Till Dawn. There's a movie I enjoyed. I saw that in a theater when it first came out.
Now, this side is talking about High Plains Drifter as sort of a horror western because the character Eastwood plays, the stranger, is a mysterious enforcer who's rides into. I mean, he has some kind of a supernatural entity. That's stretching it a little bit, I think.
Right, but it does kind of have one of those. I guess in some way that Tales from the Crypt type of the bad guys get the comeuppance, by the avenging ghost. Was he a ghost? Is there, or they don't really say exactly, but they give that impression that that's what's going on. Well, I think they heavily imply that that's what's happening there. Now, here's something. Blue, Black, Purple says Curse of the Undead, 1959, is a Western vampire movie.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, Bone Tomahawk is a Kurt Russell movie. It was made in the last 5 years. Well, Wild Wild West, Will Smith. That was horror, but in a different way.
You're right. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see that one.
It's painful. It's painful to watch. It really is. From Dusk Till Dawn, good. Modern Western.
David said, "What's everyone drinking tonight?"
Riddled with vampires. That's actually good. Yeah, Renee, I'll go with that.
David, what's everyone drinking tonight? He says, "I don't know. What's everyone drinking tonight?" Do share your drink of choice.
I don't know, but it's good to see everyone here. Bonehead, Jason, and Glam.
I know this is
all these new people. We're getting a lot of new people in here. This is really good.
I know. I've been seeing that. Yeah. Richard B. Happy says Westworld and Future World was a sequel, 1973. I remember seeing Westworld. I didn't see the movie. I didn't see Future.
Will Smith smack me.
Let's see. Cool World Order. Don't talk down about Wild Wild West movie. Will Smith will smack you. Oh, that Will Smith.
Cowboys versus Vampires, 2010 movie. Glam is talking about it. I never heard of that one.
AKA Ed West. I've never heard of that either.
It went under the radar.
Wow. I have to pick this up in a follow-up pre-show. This is a pretty neat topic here. I didn't even know that. I never think of the two. I mean, I love both genres, but I never think about combining them and if that would really work.
Well, they obviously have been. Yeah, we might have to do some research and then come back with a report for the class on what the deal is with Western horror movies.
Bonehead says, this has been enjoyable, and I do thank Jens, Brian, Tom, Miss Glam Fangs for making me feel welcome here every weekend. Thank Jens, all, and the Chiller Night crew, and the best way to spend a Saturday night. Well, thank you, Bonehead. We always appreciate all of you guys joining every Saturday night. It's a fun hour, and I'll put that schedule up once again, because in just a few minutes, the Snow Creature, brand new episode, at least on Stream TV, and 10:25, Kill Baby Kill. That, of course, Snow Creature was the one we just did, of course, live on April 1st. 10:25, Kill Baby Kill. 12:05, Plan 9 from Outer Space, and 1:35, House on Haunted Hill. So, Oh, Jason says Robert Conrad was a classic. The movie was horrible. See that cool world order? It's not just our opinion.
Oh, and we forgot Red Dead Redemption, which I think that was a movie that was based on the video game about a zombie outbreak in the Old West.
Yeah, did they make a movie? I'm aware of the game. I've never played it or seen it, but I've
No, maybe it's just a game. I thought it was
that would
saying
be
it was
neat. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That'd be kind of
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Killer. I'm not sure that would be Western.
No,
I mean,
we're just reaching, folks.
yeah, I know. And this is supposedly a Wikipedia thing, and it's 3 paragraphs. So I'm not sure it's a thing, but we should look it up
Yeah,
and see
that's a fun topic. All right.
They do talk about a couple of them in here.
Okay, Renee says the new Westworld series on HBO, or is it Netflix or something? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. What is that on? Do you have the recall off the top of your head?
I think I saw it on Netflix because I got both HBO and Netflix. I'm not 100% sure which one it is, but I did see it. I watched they made 3 series. I think they're gonna do it again. If you know the story about Westworld, I mean, it's not really spoiling anything, but about the robots sort of becoming self-aware. The thing about the series is they kind of start breaking out of the environment that the people are in. So towards the end of what I saw, the 2 or 3 series or whatever seasons, it kind of like you're kind of like, is this even really Westworld anymore? I mean, they don't go into the other world so much as they did in the movie, but I enjoyed it, especially the first season. I thought it was great. The whole idea of these scenarios starting out day after day and then changing a little bit and seeing it from the android's experience. It's
I'll have to check that out one of these times. There's so many, a long list of things I got to check out. John says you have been watching the Chiller Night pre-show with Brian Hogan and special guest Tom. This is Crozak the Grand. Reminds you to get out and enjoy the great American pastime that is baseball. Until next Saturday night, stay chilled and keep thrilled. And go Sox! Bonehead says, I got to read this because this is funny. It got me laughing. He says, I'm tasteless. Obviously, I'm a skull and have no tongue. All right.
There's a joke in there about the skin of his teeth, but I'm not going to touch it.
the old Tom, the King of Zing. All right. Hey, Tom, thank you for being here with me in this hazardous dark domain that we sit and do the show in. So I appreciate your companionship tonight. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun.
This is fun. Yeah, absolutely. It's fun. I hope everyone enjoyed it. I mean, yeah, well, looking stuff up is something that we need to do. We need to have answers fast.
Yeah. Well, hey, folks, everybody, hey, thanks for joining us tonight. And have a good night. Have a good chiller night. And we will see you next week.